Namaskar. Today I'm going to show you my style of fish pakora. In India, of course, you know, fish pakora, the region from Amritsar is famous for. In Delhi, all over the place, you can find that. They commonly use besan to make the fish pakoras. But what I'm going to use is all-purpose flour or self-rising flour. Any flour will do. Maida instead of the besan. What the maida does is gives your fish a much crispier, crunchier texture than the besan would. So these are the ingredients which I'm going to use today to get my fish pakoras done. In my dry masalas, I've got some red cayenne pepper, lal mirch, salt, that's regular salt, and some chaat masala. These are the dry ingredients I'm going to use. I've got a few green chilies which I've finely chopped. I've got garlic paste, and I've got ginger paste. I'm going to use some lime juice there. I've got some, this is a self-rising flour. You can use all-purpose flour. I'm going to use fish, of course, for the fish pakora, and some oil to fry, oil to deep fry that. Now, when you're using the fish, make sure that a fish which has a stronger texture is what you're going to use. It should not be flaky, too flaky that it falls apart in the oil. So use something, in my case I'm using pollock. That's is a great fish to go. You can use savai, or you can use any other fish, which in India, of course, surmai, which is the kingfish, can be used for that, or singara, that's another good fish. Here catfish is another good fish which can be used. So all this is what you need. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Now the fish, I went ahead and rinsed it out and cut it into bite-sized pieces. So this is what you're looking at, bite-sized pieces. And once that is done, the first thing I'm going to add in is some lime juice to it, or lemon juice. Now when you rinse this fish out, even if there's some moisture, don't worry about that you have to clean it or anything. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic and a heaped teaspoon of ginger. So little bit more on the ginger than the garlic, and all my other spices and all go in there. And once that is done, I'm going to mix this up. So I need maybe I'll use my hand. So I'm going to mix this up and let it marinate for about 10 minutes. That's all it needs, 10 minutes. So not more than 10 minutes. So 10 minutes is all it needs. We'll let it marinate so all the spices and the lemon juice and all can go in. The lemon juice will start cooking your fish because it's acid, and when that goes in, it starts cooking the fish. So you don't want to leave it too long. 10 minutes all it takes for the fish to get that nice taste to it. Once that is done, we're going to add some flour to it. It's been 10 minutes this has been marinating, so that's all I need. I'm going to now add some flour to it. And now for the flour, you just go ahead and sprinkle it on that like that. I guess it needs a little more. And then mix it up. Once you've done that, you should get a nice coat of flour on it. And that's all you're looking for. See, in this case, I can use a little more, so I'm going to add a little more flour to it. Just feel it and see how much flour you need and what you're looking for. I'll show you in a second what you're looking for once the flour has been added to it. So as you can see, this is the coat of flour you're looking for. You can have a medium thick coat on it. So you don't want heavy coating because the flour will come in your mouth otherwise. Now some of you like your fish to have this special orange color, which most of the time in India they use fake coloring to do that. If you're looking for that, use paprika. This is grind red bell pepper. So use that, and that will give you that orange color. In my case, I don't like that, so I'm not going to use that, but that's just an option I'm showing you all for that. Now my oil was heating up. That's fully done. Please don't do that at home. It's fairly dangerous, but this is how I check my oil. Once it's fully hot, I'm going to reduce my flame to medium high, and I'm going to set my pakoras in there for frying. Now the fish has been in there for about a minute and a half. It takes real quick to cook this fish, as the lime juice had already cooked it for some time. You'll see the fish pieces have started floating up. Now that's an indication that it's time to turn these. So just take a fork or whatever and just flip your pieces upside down so the other side can nicely cook on that too, as soon as that thing starts floating. Some of these pieces, as you see, are not floating yet. The reason for that was because I was taking time to put them one after the other. These were the one I put at the end, so that's why they're not floating. And while as this one you can see is floating, that can be turned, and so on. Now as you can see, the fish pieces are almost done, and to feel if they are done or not, what I'll do is I'll pick up a piece and feel the crispiness on the fish, and that tells me this is done because it's nice and crispy. And I'm going to just remove the fish pieces out. Now the fish pakoras are done. This whole batch of about 1 kg, 2.5 pounds of fish, it took me like 4 batches to put in my frying thing to do it. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes max for the batch to come out. So it's a very quick frying. And what I want to show you is the crispiness of this fish. Just take a look at this fish. See, you can actually hear the crispiness of that fish. It's so crispy, and the reason for that is because I have used all-purpose flour. In this case it was self-rising I used. So flour, regular flour, maida, self-rising is what you need, not the basin. And try this with some green chutney. Refer to my chutney video, and that goes great with that. So please enjoy, and thank you again for watching my video.